Please subscribe and like the video before continuing. Goldie Hawn, who is now 80 years old, has finally revealed the truth about Ingrid Bergman. In the month of November, Goldie Hawn was born as Goldie Jean Hawn, March 21, 1945 in the nation's capital. Goldie spent her childhood in a location that was very far from the bright lights of Tinseltown. Nevertheless, she exhibited a natural spark from the very beginning of the relationship. She began her training as a dancer at an early age, immersing herself in ballet and tap, two forms of dance that would later serve as the foundation for her on-screen energy and comedic timing. She was brought up in a home that was caring and supportive. It was not acting or stardom that she envisioned herself becoming when she was younger. Rather, it was dance. In spite of this, fate had other intentions. By the time she was in her early 20s, Goldie was working as a go-go dancer and an ambitious performer. She was having a hard time making ends meet as she was relentlessly pursuing creative expression. In 1968, she was fortunate enough to be cast in a role on the iconic sketch comedy series Rowan and Martin's Laugh In. This was the moment that she experienced a breakthrough. Her infectious chuckle, painted-on innocence and seductive humorous presence were the primary factors that led to her capturing the attention of audiences very immediately. As a result of her eccentric image, which was a combination of naivety and subtle observation, she became a national phenomenon. She went from being an unknown dancer to becoming one of the most beloved television personalities in the United States of America almost overnight. Goldie Hawn demonstrated that she was much more than simply a comedy sweetheart, as she made the leap from television to movies. It was a remarkable accomplishment for a young performer who was just starting out in the field to win the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress for her performance in the film Cactus Flower, which was released in 1969. The beginning of a long and successful film career, one that was characterized by flexibility, warmth, and emotional depth, was marked by this single moment. Throughout the 1970s and 1980s, she was a leading actress in a number of critically acclaimed films, such as Shampoo, Private Benjamin, Overboard, and Foul Play. She exhibited an incredible ability to strike a balance between physical comedy and heartfelt tenderness, a combination that was so captivating that it made her one of the most lasting leading ladies in Hollywood. Goldie's personal presence, however, is what truly distinguishes her from others, even more so than her professional successes. Because of her trademark blonde hair, her infectious giggle, and her attitude that exudes kindness, she has been a symbol of positivity and resiliency for a very long time. Outside of the public eye, Goldie Hawn has committed herself to a cause that extends far beyond the realm of entertainment. In the year 2003, she established the Hawn Foundation, which is a charitable organization that focuses on the mental health of young people and the promotion of mindfulness. Mind Up, the organization's flagship program, has assisted hundreds of thousands of children all around the world in developing emotional resilience, lowering stress levels, and developing strategies for continuing to be healthy throughout their lives. It is clear that her advocacy for emotional awareness and her dedication to bettering the lives of young people reveal a fundamental aspect of her legacy, one that extends beyond the realm of Hollywood and touches the lives of families and communities all around the world. The adored Hollywood icon Goldie Hawn, whose charisma and comic timing have charmed audiences for decades, continued to enchant viewers well into the 2000s with a series of memorable and surprising roles. Goldie Hawn's comedic timing and charm have captivated audiences for decades. In the year 2013, she made her debut in the realm of animated television by appearing as a guest star in an episode of the immensely famous series Phineas and Ferb. Her energy and wit were instantly infectious. During this one-of-a-kind appearance, Hawn provided her voice for the eccentric and unforgettable neighbor Peggy McGee. She also appeared on screen in animated form alongside none other than the celebrity chef Gordon Ramsay, thereby creating a delightfully unexpected and entertaining pairing that delighted both children and adults alike. Hawn made her long-awaited comeback to the big screen in 2017, reaffirming her enduring star power alongside Amy Schumer, one of the most talented comedians in the world. This came after Hawn had taken a considerable break from live-action films. Hawn and Schumer, who played mother and daughter in the laugher-out-loud comedy Snatched, brought the story to life with the ideal combination of warmth, humor, and generational connection. There was more to her reappearance than merely a comeback. In a way that seamlessly bridged the gap between classic charm and modern comedy sensibilities, it was a triumphant reminder of why Goldie Hawn continues to be one of the most enduring and adored actors in Hollywood. Hawn embraced the holiday spirit with a wonderful turn in the family film The Christmas Chronicles, which was released by Netflix in 2018. She had a memorable cameo appearance as the lovely Mrs. Claus, which contributed to the film's remarkable success. Fans were immediately captivated by her portrayal of the holiday season, which was so endearing that she was asked to repeat the role in the sequel, The Christmas Chronicles 2, which is scheduled to be released in 2020. At this point, taking the spotlight in a leading role is the next step. By combining her distinctive warmth, humor, and captivating presence, Hawn's Mrs. Claus demonstrated that even after decades of working in the field, she was still able to dazzle audiences with each and every scene. Throughout her career after the 2:10, Goldie Hawn has demonstrated not only her flexibility but also her enduring appeal, reminding viewers that there are some performers who never go out of style. Her work has ranged from animation to comedy to seasonal magic. The passage of time simply makes them shine brighter. Goldie Hawn has had a life that is full of color, personality, and a series of relationships that have frequently enthralled the audience in the same way that her films have fascinated them. As she has progressed through her career in Hollywood, she has been a part of a number of different love tales, and each one has contributed to her personal development, as well as her understanding of romance and partnerships. Not only does her relationship history represent the volatility of the entertainment industry, but it also reflects her own dynamic and free-spirited personality. During the month of May in 1969, she made her first significant commitment when she wed Gus Traonis, a dancer who later became a director. The wedding was held in Honolulu, Hawaii, which was an ideal location for her to get married in, because it perfectly reflected her youthful optimism at the time. Hawn was a rising star with rising popularity due to her comedic brilliance on Rowan and Martin's Logan, and Traonis was a talented performer who was known for his work in West Side Story and later for directing cult films. Traonis was particularly well known for his work in West Side Story. Despite the fact that they initially had artistic chemistry and a spirit of adventure, the relationship gradually began to deteriorate as a result of the pressures that came with their careers in Hollywood moving in opposite directions. They went their separate ways in April of 1973, following a time of emotional and physical isolation between them. The year 1975 marked the official termination of their marriage, which signified the conclusion of one chapter and the beginning of another for Hawn, who had by that time established herself as one of the most appreciated actresses in the United States. After her breakup with Traonis, Goldie Hawn went through a time in her life during which she began to experiment with a number of different love relationships, each of which was distinctive in its own way. Ted Grossman, a stuntman who is recognized for his rough charm and has worked on a number of blockbuster films, was reported to be romantically involved with her. Additionally, she developed a strong relationship with Bruno Winell, a Swedish singer and performer, whose warmth and European romanticism appealed to her free-spirited temperament. Another noteworthy partnership was with the renowned Italian actor Franco Nero, who is widely recognized for his passionate performances and his attractiveness on a global scale. Hawn's willingness to embrace love in all of its myriad manifestations was reflected in the fact that each of these men represented a different universe and a different kind of interpersonal connection. As a result of her engagement to musician Bill Hudson, who is a member of the well-known musical group the Hudson Brothers, her romantic life took a more serious turn. The wedding between Goldie and Bill took place in July of 1976, marking the beginning of what many people felt would be her lifelong partnership. The couple welcomed 2 children into the world, both of whom would go on to establish their own great careers in the entertainment industry for themselves. Both of them, their son Oliver Hudson and their daughter Kate Hudson, who went on to become one of the most well-known actresses of her generation, are members of the Hudson family. Even though they had a family together and experienced moments of bliss together, the marriage was fraught with tension behind the scenes. During the month of August in 1980, the relationship had been increasingly strained, which ultimately resulted in a painful separation that would eventually lead to the divorce. Due to the difficult familial relations that followed, the repercussions of their divorce became one of Hawn's most widely documented breakups, particularly in later years. This was especially true in the later years of his life. As Hawn's life progressed, She continued to be romantically affiliated with a number of well-known personalities, which further contributed to the media's curiosity with information regarding her private life. It was reported that she was connected with the French actor Yves Renier, whose air of sophistication and dramatic flair complemented her own international way of life. There were also rumors that she was dating television icon Tom Selleck, who was at the height of his stardom at the time with Magnum P.I. This would have brought together two of the most famous faces in Hollywood during that time period. Another contact that I had was with a Moroccan businessman named Victor Dry. Victor Dry was an entrepreneur who had a significant position in the business world, as well as the entertainment world. Each link shed light on a different element of Hawn's personality, revealing her propensity to creative expression, self-assurance, and charm. On the other hand, Goldie Hawn's romance with actor Kurt Russell, which began on Valentine's Day in 1983, can be considered the love that has lasted the longest and has had the most significant impact on her life. Since then, their relationship has developed into one of the most admired and enduring love tales in Hollywood. Although they have never tied the knot, their relationship has proven to be more powerful than that of many traditional marriages. Wyatt Russell, who would go on to have a successful career in both acting and athletics, was born to them. Over the course of several decades, Hawn and Russell have established a blended family, collaborated on film projects, supported each other's professional endeavors, and continually exhibited a profound mutual regard for one another. During the year 2018, the couple celebrated an astounding 35 years of being together. This milestone served to underline the strength and stability that they discovered in one another. The narrative of their love has been lauded numerous times for its genuineness, equilibrium, and the true happiness that they bring to the lives of each other. At the age of 80, Goldie Hawn opened up about one of the most influential figures in her early career, Ingrid Bergman, telling the truth about her relationship with the great actress. Her sparkling personality, effervescent charm, and humorous timing have led to Hawn becoming a Hollywood star over the course of several decades. Hawn has been noted for all of these qualities. Her radiant grin, however, conceals a profound appreciation for the women who have played a significant role in shaping her journey. During a recent interview, Hawn claimed that Ingrid was an outstanding person. The tone of her voice was tinted with both adoration and nostalgia. When I looked at her, I noticed that she possessed an elegance, a strength, and a poise that I had never seen in anyone else before. Despite the fact that she handled herself with such dignity, she always managed to be so approachable and genuine. Upon our initial encounter, I was filled with wonder and admiration for her. Not only do these remarks convey the admiration that a young actress had for a cinematic great, but they also reveal the impact that Bergman made on Hawn's idea of what it meant to be a professional and an artist in the setting of Hollywood, which is frequently harsh and shallow. The performance that established Hawn as a significant comic talent and earned her an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress was her breakthrough appearance in Cactus Flower, which was released in 1969. This role is frequently recognized as the performance that propelled her to stardom. However, Hawn is able to recollect the subtle ways in which Bergman inspired her art, which led to the success that she achieved. I watched Ingrid and learned so much just by observing her, Hawn further said. The manner in which she moved in front of the camera or delivered lines was not the only thing that mattered. It had to do with the way she carried herself in the room and the way she interacted with everyone on set. It was through her that I learned that having skill is not enough. In order to succeed, you need to be modest, interested, and generous. The experience of watching her was akin to receiving a tutorial in acting as well as in being a good human being in this field. It's remarkable to imagine that while Hawn was managing her own ascent in Hollywood, she was quietly absorbing lessons from a great whose career spanned decades, demonstrating how the transmission of wisdom in film can be as powerful as formal schooling. In her observations, Hawn also underlined the personal side of Bergman, which was rarely seen in public. This was something that Bergman rarely did. Ingrid was not the untouchable, regal, or remote figure that people have a tendency to imagine she was. She had a lot of laughter, she loved genuinely, and she cared about the people around her, according to Hawn. I can still vividly recall the time when she spent an hour with me simply talking about life, without mentioning acting or movies. She had this way of making you feel like you mattered, that your views and feelings were significant, and that created an impression on me that I still carry with me to this day. What Hawn remembers most vividly is the combination of professional mentorship and true human connection that Bergman possessed. This highlights the unusual combination of talent and generosity that Bergman possessed. These kinds of personal experiences also provide further insight into the manner in which older generations of actors helped shape newcomers, acting as both role models and moral compasses in a business that might be cruel and merciless sometimes. This candidness on the part of Hawn regarding Bergman comes at a time when she is herself contemplating the duration of her own career and the legacy that she intends to leave behind. When I walk onto a set or approach a role, Hawn remarked, I always think about how much she has inspired me. I do this every time I do either of those things. Even after all these years, I still remember the things that she taught me. She demonstrated to me that the meaning of acting is not limited to merely eliciting laughter or tears from the audience. Truth, honesty, and respect for both your trade and the people you collaborate with are essential components of this. By doing so, Hawn not only pays tribute to Bergman's memory, but she also establishes herself as a link between different eras of Hollywood, bridging the gap between the golden age of film and the narrative of today. Through her thoughts, she brings to the attention of the audience the fact that behind every outstanding performance are mentors whose influence is frequently unsaid, quietly molding the next generation of artists. The disclosure that Goldie Hawn made about Ingrid Bergman is more than just a sentimental reminiscence or statement. It is a demonstration of the pervasive influence that mentorship, grace, and humanism have in the entertainment industry. According to Hawn, she was a guiding light, someone who shed light on the route for those of us who followed in her footsteps, and I will be eternally thankful to her for those things. Fans and fellow actors alike are now able to get a sense of the depth of her regard, and the lessons she has carried for more than half a century thanks to Hawn's decision to finally give voice to her admiration at the age of 80. Not only is it a story about the history of cinema, but it is also a story about human development. It serves as a reminder that even in a field that is characterized by glamour, genuine inspiration frequently originates from the calm and compassionate actions of those who came before us. As H reflects on her path, she reveals the full cycle of her career, from being a young ambitious actress who was in awe of a legend to becoming a seasoned celebrity who herself exemplifies the elegance, humor, and humanity that Ingvar Bergman embodied.